Hello guys and welcome to a new Wargame video today by me Vulcan. Today we're once again on the 2v2 Paddy field for the second game of the final of the 7th BTR Flash tournament between Disco Commandos and RKKA. So RKKA are once again on the blue side and the red team is of course Disco Commandos. So this is going to be interesting. I would say we're going to see the same decks once again. Got the mix of Red Dragon decks and the Russian deck for the red team. And then on the blue team, we're going to be seeing the Eastern Bloc deck, I think it was, and the Russian deck, unless they've changed. But we got Amberty and Iceman using a Praga and a UAZ to defend both Alpha and Foxtrot at the start of the game. It looks like they're investing in more Furung's UAZs as well to capture Golf and Charlie most likely. Over on the red side, do we see a change in unit composition? Yes, we do. Okay, so instead of going for more infantry like they did in the last game, or maybe even helicopters, it looks like they're going to stay away from that this time unless we see them place them in later. But already the composition's changed a lot. We've got the T-72Bs again, of course. We've got the T-80UM, but then we've also got these T-72M1Ms, T-55AM2 Dyna 1s, and BTR 70s with the HGM. So it looks like they've made a bit of an adaptation. There is a couple of MI-25s here, S-24s. Over on the right, we do see more troops this time from the red team. But again, I'm not seeing enough recon. We've got one BWR-1D here, which is an exceptional recon vehicle. We've also got these two Kub M4s, though, for some heavy air defense. So it looks like the red team has sort of looked at what the enemy brought in last time, which was a lot of heavier tanks, so like the T-80s, and also looks at their heavy air, like the Su-27Ss, and they're sort of basing their start on this one around what happened in the last game. And it's nice in these sort of best of three situations to see that kind of thing going on. So I think it's the first best of three that I've actually, casted, and this is turning out to be pretty interesting to see the adaptations that both teams are going to make. But either way, let's see what's going on here. We've got a change of strategy, I think, from the blue team. They're not putting so many points up onto this plateau. And we see the same from the red team, maybe, putting attack markers on this lower ground. The blue team's got these two forces, will likely split and push down over the open over here. And then we've got the, slightly larger force going up onto the plateau like before, but more points invested on the lower ground this time. So we've got the Pragas and the UAZs together, just using them so that they can't get command sniped by helicopters. It's always something that you need to make sure can't happen. The Pragas are a nice unit to stun helicopters while you bring in a helicopter to sort things out. But at the start on the left, we do see the KPZ T-72s being invested upon. Two BMP-2s. We got a Ural with some recon infantry, a Shilka. We got another T-72 there. Two T-72s on the right side. Another similar composition, but with four BMP-2s and a Shilka. So we're leading with a K-52 on the right for the blue team, with an Mi-24D with a recon squad in them. They're going to be facing up against this Ka-52 and these two Mi-25 S-24s, which are literally charging straight for this Ka-52. That's probably a bad decision because the Igla missiles are going to start to do quite a lot of damage to this Mi-25, but it is going to take 3 shots from this Igla to shoot down an Mi-25 S-24 due to their armor. But it looks like this Mi-24D actually is going to be taken down by this Ka-52, so another early win there for the red team. I would have liked to have seen the Mi-25 microed back here so that the one with more health was up front, but it looks like these Pragas going to work on those aircraft anyway, and also the Tunguska I think was used to shoot down the Ka-52. But there we go, killing blow from the Ka-52 with its Igla missile does manage to destroy the last Mi-25 S-24. But there hasn't really been any land engagement yet. This is rather strange. India has not had any combat yet, and now we're going to see the BTR ATAs being spread out in this tree line, and it looks like they're going to allow the blue team to come in the other side. So we've got the two Cubs and the Tunguska M as anti-air for the red team, but they're very close together. They've got to be careful that they don't get bombed or taken out. Then we've got a lot of tanks, and maybe they could be used to destroy a couple of APCs before the infantry get out, but it doesn't look like it. Oh, that Moskaya Pehota squad took a missile in the face from the Mostrzelki before they got out of the BTR ATA. This T-72B using for close fire support with this T-72 M1M. They're going to change the tide of this battle if the Mostrzelki manage to stay alive long enough. That's a lot of damage being done to those Moskaya Pehota squads. Oh, but an HGM in from the side there. PTUR Conquers M squad paying off as it kills a T-72. And we've got a MiG-23BN already being brought in, but that's probably going to be shot down by this Su-27M and the Su-25. Su-27M absolutely annihilated some serious stuff there. We've got this Su-22 M4P though being taken out by this Su-27S. So they lost their anti-radar plane, but I think that TV guidance missiles, I think they did so much damage. I'm not sure exactly what they hit. I just saw missiles fly everywhere. I couldn't really keep track of what got destroyed. The seed plane did kill one of the Cub M4s. The Cubs are out of ammo now, so they've got to be careful for more airstrikes. The Su-25 coming in again with its anti-tank missiles. Let's see what it can hit. Oh, the T-72B is gone. A nice hit there from the Su-25. So we've got BTR ATA making a break for it into Juliet. That's passing straight past the defences of the red team, but fortunately a Conquers M connects with that. Those aircraft just did so much damage to this push that it's made it so much weaker. I think they've lost the majority of their T-72Bs now, but they still have 3 T-72 M1Ms. And they are going to continue pushing through this forest, but the recon vehicle, the exceptional recon vehicle that was leading, has died to a T-72 now. Su-25, another snipe onto these T-72s, that's massive. It's just this Su-25 is doing so much work. Is he going to get another kill? Oh my god, is it going to get a third? If this comes around and gets a third kill, Jesus Christ, that is just nasty. They just lost 3 really expensive tanks there. They managed to kill both of the KPZ T-72s that are in the forest, but still, that is not something you can afford to do in this kind of game. They've already put themselves at such a disadvantage by sort of neglecting the right side and investing so much on the left. And now that they've lost those points that they invested, I can't see them coming back from that. They're already losing from a +2 conquests advantage for the blue team. And now they've got this Cub M4. I don't know where the hell that's going. Moving up this road without any ammo. Not sure how effective that's going to be, and if they're not careful it might run out of ammo. But nope, looks like they spotted that, so it is going to travel back, fortunately. They still have a T-80UM to deal with any heavy armour, but this time, instead of using the T-80s like they did in the last game, the blue team's changed their strategy as well. They're relying a lot on these BMP-2s And they're also relying a lot on these KPZ T-72s, which only cost 40 points each. In a forest scenario, the KPZ T-72s are really good because not only do they have like 11 front armor, their kinetic rounds allow them to do a lot more damage at close range. But this T-80UM is going to take a lot of damage from this Mi-28 if they're not careful. Oh no, did he just sideshot that? Yes, he did. Oh my god. A bit of missed micromanagement there just led to that being one shot in the side armor. But fortunately, an Su-27S did come in and take out... Was that an Su-25? They finally got rid of that pesky bugger. But still, it paid for itself 10 times over. Right, over on this right side, Mote holding off well against other Mote. But the difference here is Amberty has a KPZ T-72 providing fire support. This OT-62A is just not going to be good enough. Probably get sniped by a heat rocket if they quickly target that. Unfortunately though, because the Mote were on the run, they suffered from the stability modifier, which meant that the Mote that were stable had a lot more accuracy, and they just mowed them down in the field there. Finally managed to dislodge these units in here after the Conquer's M squad ran out of ammo. There's Mi-4 trying to slow down the advance of a KPZ T-72, but being blown up by a Shilka. And now we have more aircraft coming in. We've got a MiG-27. Is that going to try and snipe the T-72? Nope, it's just going to go for the anti-air. You see the Su-27S being used to try and take out this Su-27M, and, well, they just took each other out. I would say an Su-27M's probably more valuable than a 27S, because the 27M has the TV guidance missiles that are so powerful against all these heavy tanks that the red team are using. But the red team doesn't really seem to have that much left. You know, they've spotted this KPZ T-72. That's probably going to get taken out by this T-72B. Yep, that's gone. But now they need infantry to attack this compound, else this T-72B is just going to be stuck out in the open and not going to be able to do anything. Again, they're like sort of neglecting their need for infantry when bringing in heavy tanks. It's MiG-27, unfortunately, I think missed the KPZ T-72s there. Oh, and he's flown straight into enemy territory. It's going to get stunned by this K-52 and shot down. 3 Igla shots straight into that aircraft by the K-52 there. Incredible, incredible luck. All 3 shots hit, and now we got Sierra 22 M4 coming in. Missed its shot onto the T-72B, luckily. Okay, and that actually got shot down. Maybe this MiG-23 AMLD can shoot down the Su-25 there. Okay, that's a nice blow to the blue team. That's something that I like to see. Finally, some damage done to the blue team's air force. But there really isn't much left. You know, you got these Mote advancing into India. They're going to be able to building hop straight towards this WD-43, which is going to force it out of the sector pretty much. These Mote are providing a presence here, but they aren't really doing that much. They would be in a much better position in this town right now. This Mi-4 is doing its best with its 80 rockets to stun and try and kill some of these APCs and possibly some of this infantry, but we can't see them at the moment. These Mote managing to kill off some of these SPW-50 PKs. Actually, no, that was the Mi-4, sorry, doing that work. But no infantry in those, so not a lot of value for money there with those rockets. Mi-4 managing to kill that APC there. But the red team's just slowly bleeding away at this point. You know, they need to get a CV into Mike to stop the bleeding, because currently they have the same sort of sectors as the blue team, but the blue team has a UAZ in Delta, whereas the red team doesn't have one in Mike. So that's what their issue is at the moment. So we see this MI4 attacking these KPZ T-72s with the help of the MI-24 VP. It does look like that will be able to kill both of them. So another nice couple of kills. But they really need something to give them the momentum to push forwards now. Now, even though Iceman spotted this WD-43, I'm not sure if they have any air force that can actually attack that after all of the Su-25s, the Sierras and so on got shot down. This Mi-25 S24 being used to spot these moat shooting squads, and it's allowing the Mi-24 VP to hit that with rocket pods and the main gun. T-72 M1M also being brought up there to fire into the town. MiG-23 MLD going to be used to fire at this KA-52, but there is going to get hit hard by the AA of the blue team, and if not careful, this MiG-29 is going to shoot that down. Oh, lucky that missile missed there. I can't believe this Mi-25 is still alive. That one front and side armor paying dividends, but nope. MiG-29 is going to make sure that dies. Critical incendiary hit though to the MiG-29 there from the Shilka. It's going to force that to be out of the skies for a while. But we do see the hit of the, was that napalm, onto the WD-43. And that's going to cause them to lose a CV in India, putting, oh no, putting the blue team at a +5 advantage now because they've moved a UAZ into Echo as well. Since the blue teams rushed forwards loads of moat Schutzen on this right side, it's just enabled them to get such a foothold on this middle area that they can just put so many CVs in the middle of the map that it gives them such an advantage, even if the red team does capture, like even Mike, you know. At this point, even if the red team put a command vehicle into India, the enemy team would still be a +1 advantage, and they're already ahead 428 points to the red team's like none. So again, the red team hasn't been ahead once in this game, and it's really, really hurting them. Like, they've been making some really good hits, but it just hasn't been enough for some reason. I think it's just like the spam of these moat Schutzen is just causing so much issues for the red team. They almost don't know what to do. And I was talking to I think it's Zik about this, and he commented on a video saying that he wasn't familiar with the Red 4 meta at this time, and it's kind of showing because the overwhelming nature of the enemy is really like catching them out. You know, you've got so many infantry units pushing forwards at the moment, and these heavy tanks just aren't cutting it. And there's not enough emphasis on the red side for infantry, which is going to allow these heavy tanks to do the damage. You know, they're sending these T-72Bs forwards and expecting them to kill infantry squads, but they're really not going to do very much if you don't have the infantry ahead of them to spot the targets. Quick trade there of T-72s, I think that was, but T-72B, I think that was for a T-72 M1M, so much more value for money for the blue team. Going to bring in some replacement. We've got a T-72B and an MT-LBV coming in. Two of those. These Conkers maybe managing to pick off at Tungus, get him. I can't believe how unlucky the red team is sometimes. Jesus, those Conkers should have easily hit. They have 50% accuracy. One of those two missiles should have hit. That's a bit unfortunate. But there was obviously some nice hits throughout the game. I'm just going to assume that the red team can't really bring this back now, especially with these SPW50 PKs sitting right next to November. There is the only reason they're not moving is because they've run out of fuel. And that is so lucky for the red team that they did run out of fuel there. Gonna allow this K52 to just clean those up with its auto cannon, that's no problem. But this WD-43 is going to be forced to move. Putting them behind +6. Wow. Okay. Well, it seems that ended the game. And that makes Iceman and Amberty, RKKA, the victors of the 7th BTR Flash tournament. And in pretty amazing style. Both of those games that they played, both the games they played were about like the same time, really, about 16 minutes. Just shows how clinical they were in their games. It's like chaos. It's just the chaos is just beautiful. It's like they're sending forwards all these moat shoots in so many places that the red team just can't react with their much more expensive units, which they just don't have enough of in order to push them back. Now you can see obviously they didn't do too bad in terms of points. You can see Feld was even positive in that game. But it's just the composition of units that they were using was just not good for dealing with what the blue team threw at them. I'm assuming that the red team thought after they played their first game, which I think was very sort of, much more tank and air heavy from the blue team, they assumed that their use of tanks would allow them to, press back the blue team more effectively. But then the blue team just changed their strategy completely, put more points into the ground below the plateau so they could get more of an advantage early. And that just, I think it just caught them out. If the red team put so much emphasis on the tanks when the blue team was putting emphasis on the infantry, and that's never a good matchup for the red team. Either way, let me know what you think, guys. I really enjoyed watching both of the matches of this final. And of course, congratulations to RKKA for winning the tournament. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.